Hi guys, I'm Jack, this is Will, we're the chefs at Fallow Restaurant.
Today we're going to be talking all things sprouts, not those ghastly things that you get at Christmas dinner that are always overcooked and bitter and soggy. These are going to be super crispy, delicious, sweet.
Yeah, we're going to show you how to perfectly cook them and then convert your family to loving sprouts.
So part of the reason that sprouts get such a bad reputation is because of the variety that you use. So back in the day, we only had really one variety of sprout. This is a hybrid variety called a green goddess. So you can see it's quite small, super tender, and as a variety it has a lot less bitterness that you would associate like normally with those steamed kind of uninspiring sprouts that you get at Christmas. So these ones, like I say, super sweet, super delicate in flavour and not very bitter. And the best way to do these really is actually just to chuck them in the fryer. So you've got all these beautiful leaves around the outside that get super crispy. You've got that sweet tender flesh in the inside. These leaves act as a barrier, so it cooks the inside really nicely, and then it cooks the outside so that you get a really nice texture and crisp. So these just go in the fryer, 150, really simple, for quite a long time, for about 6 to 8 minutes until super golden and crispy. Don't worry about cutting crosses in the bottom, whatever that is, that old wives' tale is. Super easy way to do it, and then the work is all in the glaze. Basically, when you boil a green vegetable, you get all that green liquid at the bottom. That's just basically flavour and nutrients. So generally speaking, if you cook a green vegetable in oil, the oil stops those nutrients leaching out into the water and it holds it in the vegetable. So although oil is not, I'm not saying deep fry everything, it certainly does make the vegetable taste a lot sweeter and retain some of the nutrients inside it. If you didn't have a deep fat fryer at home, you could potentially use your air fryer. With that, you want to put them in probably for about 7 to 8 minutes. And then there'll be a super light, healthy version of it. Or you could just ladle out a bit of oil from your frying pan and just gently roll them, keeping them moving constantly until they go beautifully golden brown and crispy. Use that rest of that oil for your roast potatoes or your Yorkshire puddings or something like that. So how to tell a good or a bad sprout, I hear you cry. Really simple, really. If you're in the supermarket, just go for a smaller variety. A smaller variety often means that it's shorter on in the season. You go for something that's really big and all the outer layers are removed, you're not going to get that nice crispy texture. And also the inside is probably going to be a little bit bitterer because they'll be further along in the season. So look for a small, vibrant, early season sprout, and it's going to be a lot crispier, a lot more tender in the inside and a lot less bitter.
You can also look to buy your sprouts outside of packaging. You can buy them, they come on a lovely long stem, they'll all be attached to it. It looks almost like a cat's play toy. And that way you can avoid packaging, you know they're super fresh. And then you can almost like harvest them straight off the stem yourself.
These are looking super crispy now.
Beautiful. Right, so we're just going to drain these off. Let them sit for a minute or so just to drain off, and then we're just going to drain them on a little bit of paper just to try and get rid of some of that excess oil. One shot. So the edges have gone nice and brown. The sprouts like steamed in the middle. Now we're going to get our glaze ready. We've got a pan on the heat, medium heat. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of butter emulsion, salt. Got here a little bit of confit garlic. This is garlic which has been cooked down so it goes nice and sweet. Then we're going to go in with our sprouts. Turn the heat up. Got again a few caramelized onions just to add a little bit more sweetness. Keep moving it to not split the butter. Generous on the pepper.
If you don't have a butter emulsion or caramelized onions at home, literally just add in a little knob of butter, a little splash of water, and now Jack's adding in a little bit of Fala hot sauce. Just use sriracha at home. A little bit of Tabasco, whatever we got, just adds a little bit of an interesting flavour.
The last thing, a little bit of fresh parsley, and then a few dashes of lemon juice.
Now that'd certainly add a bit of Christmas cheer to your table, wouldn't it, Crofty? Hey, you know what'd be nice on there, Crofty? A little bit of chestnut, smoked chestnut. Add a bit more of a Christmas.
Make it rain.
Yeah, make it rain. Yeah. You know, we were all raised with horror stories of sprouts. You know, with our parents saying that sprouts are bitter. They used to, you know, in blooming evacuee days, they used to eat a big steaming bowl of sprouts. It was terrible. Everyone had a bad experience. It's quite funny. Like we've actually genetically bred the bitterness out of sprout varieties. So now using something like the Green Goddess, it's really not even the same vegetable as it used to be. That's why it's super, super delicious. It's just a stigma that's attached to it. So now these are one of the best ingredients to use at Christmas. Super sweet.
So versatile as well. There's so much you can do with them.
Yeah.
We're in the restaurant. We thinly slice them, mix them through other greens, and they're just a really nice addition. Sprouts of verde.
Use hot oil, so you'll have plenty for your roast dinner, and just turn them around until they're gently crispy all around, shallow fried. Fill up a shallow pan with oil and just turn them over, constantly turning until they're super crispy, golden brown all the way around that sprout, and cooked and tender in the middle. Think about all the trouble you go to with turkey, you know, brining it, basting it for hours. Just take that little bit of extra time with those Brussels sprouts this Christmas. That is actually super delicious. Really sweet because of the onions.
The middle has just been almost like lightly steamed. But once the outer leaves have been in the butter, they almost go like, they were crisp and then they kind of go a little bit chewy.
That heat just adds something a bit different as well. Like, it's super decadent, super luxurious. It would be the star of a Christmas dinner. Give the greatest gift to your loved ones this Christmas with a hot bowl of steaming, spicy sprouts.
Try something new this Christmas. Like and subscribe for more handy tips and tricks.